We're hopping into game number 2, guys. Looks like it's going to be on Frost between Ryung and Symbol.
If you guys have never watched Dragon stream, you should definitely check it out sometime. Definitely one of the most entertaining. Every once in a while he's prone to the troll game or two, but the mechanics of Dragon they're quite astounding.
You can't deny the Troll Dragon is quite fun to watch as well. When he kills somebody with just orbitals and mules, it's like...
just mines out their base.
What?
And just waves to them.
Yeah, exactly. We're loading in, guys, to game number 2 on Frost.
Alright, spawning in the top right corner of Frost, we have our blue Terran coming out of Ax.Ryung.
And spawning in the bottom right position of Frost, we have our red Zerg, Symbol.
Looks like Symbol's going to get a great first scout.
Yeah.
Going 12 o'clock position with his Overlord.
It's the standard direction to scout, I believe, clockwise.
Yes. It would be an easier distance to reach the ramp, basically. And the ramp is about as far as you have to go. Terran, of course, is going to wall off versus a Zerg, so if there's nothing at the ramp, it's either a proxy or there's simply no Terran there.
Yep, exactly. Those Terrans are just so consistent in that wall off. It's just gotta be there. We're not seeing any sort of posturing towards a proxy from Ryung. It could come out a little later, but he's not hit the timing that you usually see an SCV push out at, which is 7, 8 supply. I'm thinking we're going to see a Rax in the main. Yeah, I think so. There we go. His gas time will be the next thing we're going to be looking for. He did 13 gas last time, going for a 12 gas this time. So a little faster Reaper.
Probably just to get that scouting information, get the intel, see where his opponent is. I mean, the Overlord is going to reveal this in a way, just from the speed in which it reaches the base. Ryung's going to kind of put 2 and 2 together. Maybe lick his finger, stick it up to the wind, figure out which direction it came from.
That's very true, though. This direction is very indicative of where his Zerg opponent is. He may not even find the need to scout, or his first scout may be right into that bottom right corner, which would be quite nice. He'll have a very small window where he doesn't know where his opponent is.
Another 15 hatch coming out of Symbol. Likely going to drop a 16 pool here once again. Maybe followed up by another gas. Also, possibility, a little bit more macro heavy. Delay that gas, grab a faster third.
I don't think so. Going for the gas right away. I think he wants speed.
That he is.
I think he knows Ryung's going to be going for some Reaper play. He wants that speed.
There's 2 ways you can really play it out on a 4-player map. You know, you can go the macro-heavy style, or you can kind of go maybe more map control style, and that's kind of what Symbol wants to do here with the Speedling upgrade. He wants to be able to get across the map as quickly as possible, see what's going on.
First Reaper about to pop out from Ryung here. It's instantly rallied in the bottom right. I think we were correct that he inferred the direction of his opponent quite wisely.
It looks like the speed's going to come into play quite well for Symbol, because Ryung is now going to take a CC on the low ground. The Overlord is going to spot that immediately, and Ryung's going to start his 1-Rax expand.
He went only 1 Reaper, which is interesting. He opted for a reactor as soon as it was finished. He could still pump out another 2 Reapers once the reactor finishes, but I think it's unlikely. I think he's going to right into factory and attempt to get that Hellion Force out. Yep, factory coming down out of Ryung. Reaper pushing in, attempting to pull some of those drones, but not getting any sort of luck. Immediately Lings are on top of him.
He's not going to get too far here. He's just going to get the information he's looking for. Those Lings are going to be microed back and probably won't take too many steps off a creep.
Yeah, quite wisely, never dropping too low, never allowing that free Ling. Even though it seems small, it's big, you know. A Terran is doing damage right there that you don't want them to do. Those 6 Lings are really valuable to keep alive. Speed is coming out of Symbol here. Definitely opted for the quick speed. He dropped 2 drones out of gas.
He's keeping that 1 in there, that 1 drone. He's going to help him creep towards maybe something like a Baneling nest. He's going to keep that gas there, just to let it trickle in a little bit.
Pushing some Overlords away from his base. Ryung is keeping the scout away. Last time Symbol had excellent scout, and it kind of came into play when he spotted that big parade push.
He's got some good information now, but you are right. Ryung is making sure that that's the last of it for now. He's got his Marine hit squads out looking for Overlords.
Yep, absolutely. Symbol's going to have to readjust his Overlord here, and not lose it. A faster starport is coming out of Ryung in this one. He was a little bit more delayed on it, went for a second Rax instead. But we're seeing him go faster into this, so we may see Medivacs pump out a lot quicker. Possibly a Viking, which I think is a great play. Get the Viking out, get some kills going on. Nope, switching over to a Tech Lab, going for Banshee play.
Well, very interesting.
Yeah, some Banshee Hellion. He wants to kill queens. Last time he did not kill any queens in the early game. And maybe opting to do a little better this time. Hellions meeting the 6-wing attack. Ooh, one Hellion
one
wrapped
gets
up
picked
immediately. This could hurt. Nice micro.
This one's going to get cleaned up here. One Marine falls.
Yeah.
He did not get the scout, though. He did not get the information right, Banshee. He still does not know it's coming. As far as I know, no detection right now for Symbol at all.
Nope.
He has the gas and the minerals to change into a lair if he'd like. He may end up needing to go for a spore crawler or two, depending on when he decides to take that lair. Right now, he's cranking a queen out of his main hatchery, so unless he takes that lair at the natural, it's going to be a little bit more delayed here.
That could definitely hurt. Cloak is definitely coming out for Ryung. First Banshee popping out. Let's see what kind of shenanigans it gets up to. Going around the backside here, Symbol's looking to posture, possibly to do that same backstab he did last time. His game sense is ridiculous on this. He knows this timing for Terran to push out, and as we said, Terran is now pushing out. But a Hellion position right here.
I love the Ling backstab group. Here he is taking point, just to see if it's good this time. He doesn't want to be caught in any awkward moments like he was last time with his 2 Hellions. That kind of thwarted the real damage that Symbol could have put out last game.
Ooh, the Hellions.
And now they're perfectly timed to run in. Maybe gonna grab this Hellion real quick. Other ones are gonna split off, go right in. Maybe gonna target down the supply depot before it's finished.
The wall comes down just in time, but no forces are here. The Banshee pop's gonna be able to hold off. Meanwhile, pushing on to creep, Ryung taking out the queens.
We got 4 queens here to support and a spore crawler. A 5th one joins. 6 transfuses from Symbol. It looks like he's going to have an easier time than expected with this push as he starts to pick off those Hellions. That Banshee's not going to do too much to 5 queens.
It's not. It does get 1 queen, but all the Hellions are cleaned up at this point. Even the SCVs he pulled along could not repair quickly enough. So that attack gets wrapped up. He kind of got pinned in that corner there, which is not what he wanted.
Ryung having suffered some losses there, not too far behind, but a little bit. It's not really what he had planned, I'll tell you that.
Symbol is detecting that weak moment for Terran, where his first force has been wiped out, and now he's pushing Lings at him because he doesn't have a lot going on at his natural here.
The wall is down. Okay, he does lift it just in time as that SCV falls. He yells back to his homies, "Close the door!" and then he immediately dies.
Oh man, checking for the third of his opponent. Symbol knows he's got his Terran opponent locked in his base. The Banshee pushes out. Hellion's coming home. Gotta defend the homeland, boys.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference in map vision versus map control. And Symbol right now, he kind of has both of those. He has view of a very great area of the map. His creep spread starting to take place. His third established. And these Lings just kind of roaming around, strutting, acting like they own the place.
They really do. They honestly, at this point, completely control the map. He can't go for that third until he knows for sure he's cleared all of them out. We see 1-1 coming out of our Terran player here. It's very much looking like a standard bio push. He's pumping the medevacs, finishing up stim. Same thing we saw last time, dropping the extra barracks, going to 5 currently. Gonna get that Marine pump on.
A little bit different upgrade from Symbol this time. He's going for the melee attacking Carapace along with the Spire. I'm interested to see where he's going with this. Maybe just kind of keeping his options open with the Spire in the background there.
We are seeing the Viking push out from Ryung. Quite nice on Frost. It's such a big map that the Zerg is guaranteed to have some overlords keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, limiting that vision from Symbol is definitely going to help Ryung maybe earn back that element of surprise that's been denying him the damage he's been wanting to do. And speaking of elements of surprise, Symbol's not going to get this hatchery up.
What? Did we miss him spot that or something? Because that was just so intuitive, pushing 3 Banshees perfectly out to take that out.
I mean, I think it was just luck on Ryung's part. He just went down there by fluke. You can see him circling around. He was hoping to find something just like that.
You think so? You think he had such game sense that it was happening? I'll have to look at the VOD, to be honest.
Obviously, the income isn't going to show anything. The hatch wasn't done yet, but he didn't want any kind of funny business happening while he didn't have map control. And that's the thing. Symbol had the luxury. He was postured to do something like that.
Sniping creep tumors here. These 3 Banshees are quite effective at that. With very little risk of dying. The Queen's coming in, attempting to push them away, but way too late to actually do anything. The forces over Ryung are amassing that same bioforce. 4 medevacs pushing out, 2 Widow Mines. Little contingent of Hellions Banshees. Quite a powerful Terran force. It's got all the queen killing capability that Ryung is looking for.
It's quite a scary force indeed. Symbol also trying to take a 4th base yet again. He's got the Lings up here to help with these queens. I don't think it's going to be enough to contend with this force from Ryung right now.
No,
he's going to need to fall back into his base, build up his forces a little bit. Looks like he has 12 Roaches in production here. Not a lot of Marauders from Ryung, so this could be pretty good.
Yeah, very true. Those Banshees are quite good against Roaches, but the Roaches still do quite a bit of damage. He'll knock down. The 3rd is getting pressure here by Ryung. Having to pull the drones away. And moving back into the natural. Behind this, pumping out 9 Marines at a time. This parade push is on.
I like the positioning of these Widow Mines here. He can easily fall back and retreat across these if he needs to. He's poised to do some serious damage here. Getting surrounded by some Lings, these Widow Mines should help out a little bit, but these Roaches and Mutas are certainly going to help turn the tide for Symbol here.
Chasing down the medevacs very low. He could lose all of these medevacs if he's not careful. Oh,
if he drops the units, he's going to lose those too, but he has no choice. He has to evacuate these Marines, doing all the damage they can before the medevacs ultimately fall. Ryung knows this.
That was not quite what he wanted. He got a little stuck there and got sandwiched. And he didn't really commit to anything, you know? If he had kept on the 3rd and dropped the natural, I would have liked that a little more than the push he did. Would have got a little more damage done. Did he drop an eBay here, right? Or, I'm sorry, an Evolution Chamber. There were 2 up here that he dropped.
Yeah, they were picked off by Ryung. That force that was standing outside on the doorstep, while waiting idly for units to come out, he just decided to go ahead and take out those upgrade.
Yep, Ryung is still pumping out that exact same force. Looking to move out again.
Getting concussive shells on the Marauders in response to these Roaches, also grabbing a tank or 2. Kind of adjusting to the play he's seen out of Symbol here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Symbol with a huge Ling force could benefit from some Banelings, and he knows this. His Baneling nest coming down finally around the 16-minute mark.
I was supposed to have it earlier, to be honest. With the early push we saw, the early aggression, they're definitely necessary.
It looked like he was going for more of a Roach play, so he kind of wanted to conserve his gas.
Yeah.
Well, those 2 Roaches wander blindly into battle.
There were a lot of SCVs in this force right now.
Look at this backstab coming out of Symbol right into the natural of Ryung. All of these Lings, some Banelings would have certainly been lovely to have here, but the Lings look like they're going to get through just fine.
This is a 2-base play from Ryung. He's got no 3rd command center, instead he's just pushing in. A lot of SCVs have been pulled, attempting to knock down Symbol, but ooh man, the base trade is on right now. He's in the main. He's having to pull the main command center, pull all the production. This is looking very bad for Ryung. All of his buildings are dropping.
Evacuated.
He's got a bigger force in his opponent's base, but it can't. He just has more buildings to kill. His opponent's base is way more spread out. The SCV's getting picked off here. Ooh, this is not looking good for Ryung.
Symbol, a little bit more spread out across the map, has the advantage here. We don't really know if Ryung's going to be able to make it all the way across the map to pick off that 4th. And of course, Symbol can just run across the map, start making extractors as well with the superior force here. He needs to make some Banelings to help out. Help clear up these Marines and this Bioforce a little bit more cost effectively. He also has some Marines there as kind of a stiff arm to help out.
Yeah.
Spire goes down, so there won't be any more Mutas in play.
12 Banelings morphing, and he's definitely going to need them here. It's going to be a trade of armies right here. Either player could win potentially if they win the army battle. Symbol is slightly ahead in army supply, but Ryung can still take it just with the power of this force.
Symbol with a huge mineral bank too. He doesn't quite have to engage.
Mutas,
He's going to lose the
mutas.
Mutas. The Mutas
All
are being
the Mutas.
Oh, Symbol.
Fall down.
Symbol.
Ryung has no buildings remaining in terms of supply. He's just got what's currently floating above his army.
Symbol, you're going to need those to pick off the floating buildings. How are you going to attack them with just Lings?
Yeah, that's a good point. He now has almost no ability to kill them. He has 2 Mutas still. That's going to take a long time to pick off these buildings. Infestors hanging out underneath the army, very nice. Infestors hanging out could drop some really nice fungals on this army. As Lings run in, the 3rd is being dropped by Ryung.
Not seeing the army come in for Symbol just yet. Biding his time, not ready to engage. Kind of getting a bigger force, it looks like. I'm gonna take a look at the production tab. Well, we can't really make any lings right now because we don't have a spawning pool, but we do have 2 hatcheries in production on the other side of the map. Most importantly on Ryung's side, sick fungal to kind of help delay this.
Yeah, but it isn't quite pushing with the lings like he wanted to right there. You could see if a fungal had gone down, you could have smashed into this Terran force and just absolutely obliterated it. Lings coming back in here, though. Oh, man, this is such a close matchup. Either one of these players could take it. The SCV stiff arm riding ahead of the force. If it absorbs all the banelings, this could look very bad for Symbol.
What's pretty neat right now for Symbol is that Ryung doesn't have any scans available. His command centers are out of commission. His orbitals unable to do anything if they even exist at this point, which I don't think they do.
I think I got picked off, to be honest, by the Mutaforce.
Symbol with a bank of 3k. He now has 3 to 4 hatcheries to produce units with. No queens, it looks like, but
yeah, at this point in the base trade situation, the queens are a little bit extra. If you can afford them, you go for them. If not, just keep it simple.
He has started mining the top left base there. I'd like to see him take the gases, get his Baneling count back up so he can help deal with his Bioforce. He only has those Banelings and no upgrade on them.
Man,
no speed.
This has just gotten plain dirty right now. There's very little normalcy in this game right now.
I think what you're looking for is #Dicey.
#Dicey coming out of our players here in Game 2. Investors have been hanging out with the army. Another nice fungal landed. This is getting really damaging because the energy of the medevacs is dropping rapidly. He can't heal up this damage being done by fungal growth. It's going to cost him.
Got caught outside, just picked off there. Hurts Symbol a little bit. Every unit's going to count right now in this sort of situation. Both of these players in a high stress position.
They're tied in army supply as well. We saw that a moment ago. 69 army supply each. Ooh, dropping a little bit. In Ryung, as the Infestors do get some kills with those fungal growths. It's going to be really annoying because right now he is trading energy for Marines, which is exactly what he wants to be trading. He can't afford anything else. He does drop another supply depot, or I'm sorry, another command center, so he finally will not be revealed.
Looking at the mini-map, this command center's position, it's kind of comedic. I mean, if you see the map as we do, Ryung obviously doesn't, so, you know, poor guy. But he's surrounded by Zerg. He's surrounded. There's bases on almost every side. I mean, his southern one just got picked off. But where is there to hide at this point?
He's setting up a new main here. This is where he's going to hide. This upper left base getting harassed. Very nice burrow coming out of Symbol because he cannot scan right now. That is quite a move.
It's like
I don't think he'll get it. I don't think he'll get it at all.
Gonna get the surround maybe? Alright. Ryung moving right into an abusive position in the mineral line, but those Marines are ultimately gonna fall. Symbol needing to split some of these around. Mutas are here to help. And he saves the base. A little bit less than half HP left on that hatchery. Look at the harassment from the Infestors on the cliff. Just fungling here, just trying to be annoying, catch Ryung's attention, stress him out a little bit more, keep him on that tilt.
These Infestors are paying for themselves. One of them has 13 kills, one of them has 8 kills. This is deadly. This has honestly cleaned up almost all of his forces without having to use any of the Ling Bane at all. 26 more Lings coming out of Symbol, looking like Symbol's going to clean this one up, being that he actually has an established base. Kind of. He has about 4 half-established bases, which counts as like 2 real bases.
I was just going to say, if we saw some infested Terran, we might see Symbol.
Here they go, pooping on out.
We might see him shoot his own SCVs, but that's not going to happen because the Lings are already running in. Here come the Banelings. Ryung is immediately surrounded, Starship Trooper style.
GG comes out. 6x on the part of Symbol.
Success.
Taking down Ryung.